what? Age is just a number. Welcome to the show. I'm Carol. Now I'm wondering, have you been smiling a bit more often? A few weeks ago, we had a chat with expert in emotional intelligence, John Lane Smith, and we challenged everyone watching to try smiling a little more often and see what happened. We'd love to know what did happen. Please drop us a note through Facebook or through the website. Today, John's going to be talking about some other great tips to improve our communication. Now, after the break, please join us in the 5-minute fitness segment. It's only 5 minutes. And to finish off with today, doesn't matter if you're 50, 60, 70 or 80. We're going to look at a fun activity for you to try. And I'll give you a hint. It involves music and the Red Hot Rockers. Today, we continue our conversation with John Lane Smith, speaker, author, and expert in emotional intelligence, or EQ. A few weeks back, he explained to us what emotional intelligence is and why it's so important to help us with our communication and our relationships. We particularly talked about using a smile and how that can improve our communication. Today, we're going to be looking at another tool, body language, and how we can use this to improve our relationships. Hi John, welcome to Over 50 So What? Lovely to have you on the show.
Absolutely, love to see you.
So how does EQ, emotional intelligence, help us in everyday life?
Basically, if you can, it builds a better connection, deeper relationship faster with people. It really is about listening more and trying to see it from the other person's perspective. So when you look at how we start off a conversation, we could be just telling a joke, but even telling a joke, we're trying to get somebody else to laugh. So we're trying to do something. It's so much about how we're impacted by other things in life. But it's amazing how much the weather affects us. If somebody looks at us in a strange way, we sometimes feel less than we are. If somebody is not thinking and they say something that's not doesn't make us feel right, it makes us again feel less than we are. So if we look at that and then do the counter for other people. Past a little old lady who went to speaking at a conference last night, and the little old lady was just sitting in a chair waiting for somebody. And I walked past her, stopped, walked back and just said, "That's a lovely top you've got there." And she absolutely she was sitting as though she'd just been left alone. And just saying that little pearl of gratefulness was just, I really believe, changed her life. It's those little things we can do to start off good conversations first. If we have something bad happen to us, and it's what a catastrophe, and we go around and tell everybody what a bad, and we feel so bad, 2 weeks later, we're having dinner with somebody and it's the biggest laughing thing in the whole evening. We should start, we should start laughing early. And when you do that, when you bring humor into it, even before we know somebody, if we approach somebody smiling, it'll start the whole thing off so much better. When you look at how we walk around, can you imagine how somebody walks around who is depressed? How would somebody walk around if they were suppressed? What would their body language be?
Well, the head's down, the shoulders are forward.
They're looking at the ground. Yep. What about a Superman, Superwoman? But what about a really successful person? How quickly would they walk? And how proud of themselves would they be? They'd be standing up, wouldn't they? Their head in the air, taking in the world. I don't know about you. If you looked at those two people, which one would you like to be around?
Well, obviously Wonder Woman, but
You are already Wonder Woman, so that's okay. But that's why I love being around you. But we attract that, and we've got to be very careful about the negativity of some people, because it can turn off. So it's even when we're talking to somebody. At the moment, we're both facing our cameras. Quite often, people will stand face on when they're discussing things with people. But that's how people stand when they're fighting each other. When you look at if you want to get on side with somebody, or just even look at the words, if you stand shoulder to shoulder, but 5 degrees in, that's what's called on side. So you're seeing it. But how often have we heard people say, well, why can't you see it from my perspective? Well, if two people are opposite, they can't see it from their perspective. But if they're looking more or less the same way, they can see it from the same perspective.
So that's got some good examples you just given us now of how using your body language is going to change your emotions. So yes, that would be a tip to people, if you're feeling a bit down, stand up like a superhero, smile at people. That's going to be a body language thing that's going to help people to change their emotions.
Absolutely. I've got on my whiteboard up here, so I teach this stuff, I speak about it, but you still have to do it. And on the corner of my board up here, it says, look up, be up. If you look up, there's some people who talk very quietly and very diminutively and like this. And I was at a workshop once where the lady said, very quietly spoken, and the project manager said, oh, speak up, Felicity. And she spoke at exactly the same volume as she did before. I took her aside at the tea break and I said, Felicity, say to me, so she was talking about hay bales, okay, square hay bales. And I said, say hay bales, Felicity. And she said, oh, hay barrels. And I said, okay, now look at the ceiling and say hay bales. And she went, hay bales. And automatically it went louder. All of my business is not just about telling people how to be more emotionally intelligent. It's about giving them the tricks, the kit, and the skills and the little hacks that they can be, what they can do just to be better at it. And then it's their choice. They either do it or don't. And sometimes you're feeling down, and just by smiling, you're going to feel much better.
Now, John, we have to wind it up. We've got a wonderful sheet that you've put together that's going to give people some information about emotional intelligence and EQ, and they can contact us on the show to get hold of it. But how else can people learn about EQ?
I use a profiling tool that can tell people exactly the words that will motivate them and the words that won't motivate them. I've done 6,500 people now, so I'm a slow learner, Carol, but I'm getting a bit of a hang on it. And literally, I've got clients, my clients at the moment, I've got 5 major clients, and all of them did this tool sort of 10, 15 years ago, but they keep coming back. If you want to do it for yourself, just look at going out of your way just to meet a new person and find out something different about them. So I often say, look, just go and have a coffee with someone. And then I went and watched 2 people who I'd told to do that, and they were sitting there just having coffee.
Oh, well, baby steps, baby steps. Thanks so much for coming on the show, John. It's been an absolute pleasure. And we look forward to seeing you next time.
Fantastic. Thanks for the opportunity. All the best.
Today we're going to do some bit of shaking, bit of hands. That's what we're going to do to start with. And hands, hands, shake it. That's it. On your feet. Now stepping to the side, side, together. Side, together, side, shake it. go lunge to the side and drums. That's it. Hit those drums. If you're not too flexible or too fit, you can take your feet closer together like this. Otherwise, take it out. Hit those drums. A few more. Last one. Okay, step to the side, side. Shake it, side. Shake it. Shake it, side. Shake it. Side. Shake it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a step forward and back. So we go like this. Step forward, push back. Step forward, push back. Step forward, push back. Forward, push back. Forward. 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 If you're not too stable, just take a small step like this. Back, step forward, push back. Step forward, push back. Step forward, shake it. Shake it. Shake it, come on. Let go. Woohoo. Four more. And take a lunge. Really hit those drums. Okay, bring the feet together. Are you ready? Step to the side, side. Shake it. Shake it. Step onto it. Push back. Onto it. Push back. Onto it. Push back. Onto it. To the front. Step onto it. Push back. Onto it. Push back. Onto it. Push back. Onto it. Push back. Onto it. Shake it. Forward. Forward. Again. That's it. Now to the side. Shake it. Woo-hoo. Oh yeah, you're getting hotter. Should be warming up now. Set. And hit those drums. Okay, come back to the middle. Step forward and back. Now you should be getting hotter and hotter. Repeat after me. I'm hot stuff. Yes, today on the bucket list we're going to look at learning to dance with particular emphasis on rock and roll. We're going to meet people who started to dance after 60 and others who are dancing into their late 70s, 80s. And we meet Adrian Spadaro from the Red Hot Rockers. Adrian's been teaching jive, rock and roll, cha-cha, west coast, salsa and other ballroom styles for over 30 years. Adrian has a degree in physical education, specialising in dance and human movement, biomechanics, and the care and prevention of injuries. He's won Victorian and Pan-Pacific titles in rock and roll and doubles rock and roll. And Adrian's been dancing his entire life. In 1999, Adrian introduced swing to Melbourne. And in 2017, Adrian was inducted by the Victorian Rock and Roll Dance Association into the Hall of Fame. It doesn't matter if you've got a physical ailment, if you're over 60, over 70, if you've never learnt to dance. Adrian certainly makes it fun for you to learn. And the music just makes it so fantastic. They say, old rockers never die. Well, maybe it's time to bring out the rocker in you. And here we have the amazing Adrian, who has the incredible sense of humour, and he has a special way of teaching rock and roll and teaching dance classes. So we're going to pick his brains and find out all his secrets about his passion for rock and roll and passion for dance. Where did all this come from, Adrian?
I've actually danced all my life. I'm an Italian background. We used to go to Italian clubs all the time, and I used to dance with my mum, obviously as a little boy, and we'd do tangos, waltzes, cha-chas. Not ballroom, but like an Italian version of it, which is probably less stylised, a bit more passionate, more relaxed. And so I've danced all my life, and rock and roll was one of the things we always did. And you know, I sort of didn't start going to rock and roll dances or teaching dance until I was about 40. So it was about 93 or something like that. And then this girl I met, we started competing and doing Victorian Championships and Pan Pacifics and South Pacific Championships. And you know, we won a few trophies or whatever, and became well known on the scene. People would ask us, do you teach? And we'd go, no, we don't. And we go, do you teach? We go, no, we don't. And then I looked at my partner and I said, you're a primary school teacher, so you're a teacher. I've got a degree in physical education, right? So I've got all the teaching skills, and I used to coach soccer. So, you know, I've got teaching skills. Why can't we teach? For me, it's not about whether you can learn to dance, it's whether you have fun in my class. If you have fun in my class, you'll come back. If you come back, you'll eventually learn. But if I'm strict and precise and you've got to do it this way or that way, if it's not fun, why would you come back? So for my class, it's all about fun. You're very good. You think you've been dancing forever. Okay, one more time. And back step. Right? So now what we're going to do is that's 2 quick steps. Quick. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do our basics. And we're going to go to the side, 1, to the side, 2, and back step. Right? So we're going to go 1 and 2 and back step. And your hips go out like this and back step. And it's like you're pushing, you know, you're at Myers and they've got the annual sale, and there's 2 girls next to you or 2 guys next to you, and you want to knock them out of the way so you can get through the door, you see? So your hips are sort of moving to knock them out and back step. We're stepping forward on our left foot, our right foot will be there. Your foot's going to come as much around as you can, like you're sneaking behind us. Because you're going to come and go, boom. Okay, all right? Okay, all right? So you're sneaking around behind us with that foot curving around behind us as we move forward. All right? So we're going to move straight forward, guys. Why are we moving forward? Because our favourite drink is in the bar over there, okay? So we're going to go like this. We're going to go back step. Oh, there's our favourite drink over there, all right? Nothing distracts us from that. Let's go, ready? Okay, ready? So nothing distracts us from that. Let's go, ready? And we stop on the 1. 5, 6, 7, 8, back step, stop. Okay? Now here, guys, we realise we've made a big mistake, all right? Because we're dancing with somebody, we've got to forget about the drink. So we just step slightly to the right behind them, and girls, you will swing around with your left foot to face your partner, and 2. And my main thing is about people meeting people, so we would always do progressives.
So one of your main philosophies is you don't need a partner.
No. The whole thing about this is you form a circle. We do a lot of movement, but even in our socials we would do progressive, stop the music, and then the guy doesn't have to ask the girl to dance and maybe get rejected, and the girl doesn't have to wait to get asked and maybe not get asked. They dance, and a lot of times people you would not normally dance with, you just find they're really fun, or they're really good dancers, or you click in one way that you didn't think you would, and you may not have a relationship, but you have a friendship. And that's what a lot of my classes are about. Groups of people meet each other, they leave my classes, but they stay friends. The whole aim of this is to build friendship. If you learn to dance, that's a bonus.
And now I'd love to welcome Eileen. Now, Eileen's another success story, someone that's also started off doing rock and roll later in life, over 50. In fact, Eileen was just on her 60th birthday, weren't you?
The exact day, yeah. Had nothing to do. I teach an exercise group and they take me out for lunch. And at the RSL there was this leaflet saying rock and roll classes, $10 then. No partner needed, no experience needed.
1, 2, back step. When you move your partner on, okay, just one thing. Don't do this. As she moves on, don't do this and make sure she's okay. She's leaving you. All right? Okay? All right? There's a new partner coming into your life here, right? She's leaving you. You do this. 1, 2, back step. Go! And you keep your eye on the new partner coming. Otherwise, she's going to crash into your back, break your spine, and you won't have any partners.
So what happens to a beginner? So someone's come for the first time, how do you guide them through the process?
It's stressful to walk in, especially for guys who like to not... They know how to stand, walk, talk, drink a beer, play sport, and they don't want to look awkward in front of women or other blokes. So they walk in there and suddenly they're struggling with this timing and things like that, and a lot give up. And it's so sad because it's not that, it's 2 or 3 weeks in and it's only 6 steps. And once you've got it, 2 of those steps you've got in every other style you use. So there's only 4 steps, right? One's left foot, one's right foot. There's nothing, you know. But if you get past that, the rest of your life is pure joy. You know, because when I look at people on the dance floor, they're all smiling, they're all laughing, they're all having a good time. But you've got to persist. Don't go there hoping to dance in a week. Set yourself for 6 weeks and see how you feel at the end of the 6 weeks. Not at the end of the 1st or the 2nd or the 3rd or the 4th, at the end of the 6th.
Well, thanks so much for sharing that with us. You've been really inspiring to all of us.
All right, well,
and let's hope that a lot of other people now come and have a go.
Yeah, and thank you so much for coming down and showing what we do.
Just everybody enjoys themselves, and it's a wonderful. And we have some wonderful friends over the years. It's just so good, you know. And I thought, wish I had done this, 50 years ago.
Are you inspired to take up dancing? Well, all you have to do is check out the Red Hot Rockers or Vic Rock, or just Google dance classes. Now, because we've got a bit of live music starting again, it's great just to go and watch other people dance, even if you don't know all the moves just yet. Our challenge for this week is to start standing like a superhero. And if you'd like some more information on emotional intelligence, John Lane Smith will send you that free sheet. Just go to Facebook or to our website. And please join our Facebook group, Over 50 So What, and subscribe to YouTube. There's replays and more fitness videos there. This is Wonder Woman. See you next time. Thanks for watching our TV show. Be sure to hit subscribe and then you'll never miss an episode. Jump on Facebook, join our group, get in on the fun, fitness, wellness and inspiration. I'm Carol, over 50. So what?